We have a weather impact alert in effect for our area tonight and through the day tomorrow. I'm Chief Meteorologist Chris Holcomb from the 11 Alive Weather Impact Team. We are watching rounds of rain that'll be moving through. One of those rounds is pushing through northwest Georgia now, and it's going to be approaching our area. We're going to show you all of that on radar coming up. But first, let's talk about this weather impact alert. And it is in effect because of the multiple rounds of rain that'll be moving in. And it's not just rain. We're talking about rounds of heavy rain that'll be moving through as well. We've been telling you about the flash flood watch that is in effect for our area. And then today, that flood watch was expanded to include more areas south and also east of Atlanta due to some of these significant rainfall amounts that we're going to be talking about. We are also wanting everybody to know in low-lying areas, flood-prone areas, we want you to be aware that with these bands of heavy rain coming in, you need to be on the lookout for rising water, as well as on creeks and streams and rivers that are prone to flooding. You'll want to watch out for that too. And any areas on the road that you often see where water can collect, I want you to watch for those areas too over the next couple of days. Here is that flood watch. It is in effect for North Georgia. Remember yesterday when this was issued, we were talking about this being in effect for areas north of I-20 and north of the I-85 and 85 corridor. Well, today, the National Weather Service expanded that to include more counties to the south and also over to the east. So now this goes as far south as LaGrange, down into Troup County, over into Meriwether County, Pike County, Spalding County, Henry County, over into Newton County, Walton County, over into Barrow County, Jackson County, Banks County, and on up into Towns County. That line to the north and west, all these counties in green that you see here, those are the areas that we are watching for the potential for some flooding to take place. We're talking about rainfall amounts between 3 to 5 inches plus. And again, a lot of that can run off into rivers, creeks, and streams in those low-lying areas that are prone to flooding. We think the higher amounts will be north of Atlanta, but still the metro area can see some significant rain here too. So here are the details on this rainy setup that is prompting this weather impact alert that's in effect for tonight through the day on Wednesday. And it's mainly for those multiple rounds of rain that'll be moving through our area. And again, it'll be heavy at times. We really want you to be careful. Keep an eye out for flooding. And again, as I mentioned, that ponding on the roadways that can make you hydroplane, that can make you lose control of your car if you're going pretty fast down the road and you hit one of those deeper areas or puddles on the road, that can make you lose control. So definitely be careful out there tonight through the day tomorrow as well. Here in Atlanta, we had some rain earlier and then some mist and drizzle that was lingering around. But now we're watching for the first of the main event coming in. And this is the first round of heavy rain that's going to start pushing in. Here in Atlanta, we're seeing some of those lighter showers that are developing here now. They've been moving in from the west. If you were watching us tonight at 4, 5, and 6 o'clock, we were talking about all the rain out of Alabama and Tennessee back into Mississippi that was going to be pushing into our area. We're beginning to see that good coverage of that rain over North Georgia now in northwest Georgia, back into Alabama, moving into Cleburne and Randolph County. Light stuff over Atlanta right now. A couple pockets of moderate rain there on 75 North, just inside the perimeter. But you can see this is just the beginning. We have more of that rain that is down to the south of us, a few of these showers that are moving through on the south side. And then in northwest Georgia, this better coverage of rain. We're talking moderate, even some pockets of heavy rain right here through Floyd County, the northern parts of Bartow County here, Gordon County around Calhoun, Somerville, Chattooga County, seeing some of that moderate heavy rain. Dade, Walker County, Whitfield County, Murray County, some of that moving into Gilmer County, that heavier rain. Western and northwestern parts of Cherokee County, also Pickens County. seeing some of that heavier rain that has been moving through as well. The other thing I want you to notice here is this is the live view that we're watching. Here's Rome with that moderate to heavy rain. Over to Adairsville, Calhoun, Armurchie, Ranger, Pine Log, seeing that more moderate rain that's going to keep moving over to the east. Also look, though, in these higher elevations in North Georgia. We're talking about elevations around 3,000 feet or higher. We have had reports of some icing on the trees there and on some elevated surfaces. And that's all thanks to this cool air wedge that we have bringing the cooler air into our area. And in some of these higher elevations, we have temperatures that are hovering near the freezing mark. And that's why we're seeing some of those elevated surfaces there, where we're getting a little bit of icing taking place. Now, we don't expect that to be really widespread. As more of this rain moves in here, we think temperatures may trend up just a little bit higher than the freezing mark, but just something to watch there, those higher elevations in parts of North Georgia. Look back into Alabama and into Mississippi. Yeah, more of this moisture is going to be headed our way. So really, all of this is feeding into our direction here for the nighttime hours tonight. It is going to be soggy. In the morning, it'll be a wet drive into work. We may have some breaks in the rain before additional waves of rain move into our area during the day tomorrow. Here's that little bit. We were watching this heavier rain shower activity north of Montgomery, moving closer to Cleburne and Randolph County. This had a lot of red with it earlier. It's now coming down to just oranges and yellows, indicating instead of heavy rain, more moderate rain pushing in. We also had some thunder and lightning with this earlier. North of Montgomery, south of Birmingham. We're not seeing any additional lightning with this out there right now as this gets closer to us. Here is a live look right now in Floyd County. I want you to take a look at this full screen so you can get a better look at what we're watching with those showers as they are kind of moderate to heavy now over those spots in the Rome area. I'll kind of walk into the shot, and you can see these raindrops that are coming down right here, looking pretty heavy at times. You can see the water on the road. There's that car is backing out and driving down the road. You can see that rain puddling up there on some of the roads there in the downtown Rome area. And so Northwest Georgia seeing those bands of heavy rain that are moving through right now. Here is a live look. This is our tower cam here in town at Georgia Tech, looking over the city. And even though we don't really have heavy rain coming in, you can see some of those lighter drops that are on the lens kind of diffusing the light a little bit. But it just goes to show you it is soggy here in our area for tonight. The other thing that we're watching with this rain is the really cool air over us. Our high temperature today was 52 degrees, and that was just after midnight. That is the warmest that we were today. You see that right there, 52 degrees just after midnight. Then we held in the lower 50s for a few hours, went into the upper 40s for the morning hours. We have pretty much been holding in the mid 40s for a big part of the afternoon. Now moving into those lower 40s here once we get into the evening hours, and it is going to remain chilly, and that's all thanks to this wedge of cooler air that is over us. Before I overlay these temperatures, I want you to see here what we're watching. The blue color indicates that cooler air coming in from the north and east. That's that wedge, that shallow layer of cool air at the surface being brought in by that northeast flow. Where you see the green to the south and west of us, and then back into Alabama, that's where the air is a little bit milder. Now, you can see what we're talking about with these temperatures. In LaGrange right now, it is 51 degrees, but drive up the road to Coweta County, it's 44 there. Then come up to Atlanta, it's 41 here. Duluth, 41. Then more to the north, in Canton, it's 37. Gainesville is 36. Clayton is 34. So that just goes to show you with those temperatures at 34 in Clayton, if you go higher than that, and those elevations 3,000 feet or higher, that's why we're seeing some of the icing collecting on some of the tree limbs there. Take a look at what we're going to be watching, though. This is our forecast track. This takes us into Wednesday morning. We're generally going to be in the low 40s here, low 40s in Duluth, 30s in Gainesville, and also in Clayton. But LaGrange in the morning will be at 53. So the weather for tomorrow, depending on whether or not in the next rounds of rain that move in on Wednesday, whether or not those could turn severe, that is going to be highly dependent on what happens with this wedge. The models are trying to say that this wedge is going to be scoured out and we're going to warm up. But through our experience here, often with these wedges, they don't scour out as quickly as the models. And we may hold here in the 40s, maybe lower 50s in the afternoon hours. And so if that is the case, look what happens into the afternoon. We may be 48 to 52 degrees here tomorrow afternoon, 42 in Duluth, 41 in Gainesville, but LaGrange may be at 70. Thomaston may be at 70. And where you have that warmer air, that can be a little more unstable. Where you have the cooler air, it is more stable. So as these storms and bands of rain move in tomorrow, they may get weakened as they move into the more stable and cooler air. So that's why I'm not overly as concerned tomorrow about a severe weather threat. I do, though, want us to watch these areas south and west of the city tomorrow, where we do have the potential for a couple of those storms to turn severe. And the Storm Prediction Center is also highlighting areas south and west of us for a level 2 risk. Now, I'm not totally buying this level 2 risk, and I really think the Storm Prediction Center is going to kind of scale back on this a little bit as we get closer to the next update here. I do think toward LaGrange down in this area, maybe a level 2 risk there, but I don't think the level 2 risk is going to extend into Atlanta. If the wedge scours out and the warm front takes over and that warm air comes in and the air becomes more unstable, then yeah, we'll have to watch for that. But as of right now, we're thinking this wedge is going to hold a little bit. So just know that severe weather outlook, we're going to be fine-tuning that again as the system gets closer to us. So here's what we're watching tonight. We are talking about those showers and storms northwest and west Georgia. Those will be riding through our area tonight. At 10 o'clock tonight, we're going to see more of the moderate to heavy rain moving through. Once we get to 3 o'clock in the morning, notice that heavier rain is to the east of us. We may see some breaks in the morning hours with showers more to the east of us at 7 o'clock. Some breaks in Atlanta, another bit of rain up to the north, but it's not going to be over yet. We're going to have additional rounds of rain that'll be moving in. This is at lunchtime. Again, moderate to heavy rain possible here. Back to the west, to the north of us. That feeds through during the afternoon, 5 o'clock. Maybe beginning to taper off a little bit with that heavier rain that'll be to the east of us. But this is what we have to watch with another round of rain coming in during the evening. This is Wednesday at 10 o'clock, still with those pockets of heavy rain in association with it. So the issue is, we call this training when you have rounds and rounds of heavy rain moving over the same spots. And it's a training effect there, almost like train cars just going over the same spot over and over again. And with that, we may have that heavy rain that will add up into some people's rain gauges. By 3 in the morning on Thursday, back edge of that rain starts to move away. And really during the day Thursday, we're going to have some improving weather here as the rain moves out. Clouds may be stubborn to break, maybe a little bit of sunshine breaking through here and there, but drying out on Thursday. And then on Friday, we'll see some pretty nice weather that will be moving in too, with those temperatures that will be on the cool side though, with highs only in the 50s. So let's take a look going into the next 5 days. I'm going to step out of the shot so you can see these models here a little bit better. There is still a wide range of discrepancies here on what we're going to see with these rain totals. What you see here on the left side, the American model, is showing here not as much rain. You can see 2.2 inches of rain in Atlanta, with those higher amounts on the north side, 4 to 5 plus inches of rain there. South side seeing 1 to 2 potentially, but the European model shows 4 to 5 inches in Atlanta, higher amounts up to the north, and slightly lower amounts on the south side. So I really think in the metro area, it'll be closer to 1 to 3 inches here, but on the north side, we're talking those widespread amounts that could be 3 to 5 inches. The temperatures pretty much up and down a little bit, where we'll be at 42 Wednesday morning. That wedge breaks on Thursday, still with some moisture around, lows near 53, and then cooler Friday morning down to 36. Then 43 Saturday morning, 54 on Sunday morning. We'll be watching Sunday morning for the potential for some storms around too. And then high temperatures, cooler Wednesday, and that all depends on how that wedge is going to break or not break. 63 for a high Thursday, cooler Friday for Valentine's Day, and then back to the 60s on Saturday and on Sunday. Here's a look at what we're watching through the weekend with this next system that's going to be rolling our way. You can see the drier air coming in Thursday into Friday. On Saturday, additional scattered showers to develop. This is the part we're watching, though, Saturday night into Sunday morning. That's going to sweep through. That's what's going to give us the chance for additional heavy rain and that storm risk passing through our area. Then that gets out of here later Sunday. Cooler air comes in, and on the back side of the system, we may even have a couple of snow flurries that'll be shaking out of that Sunday as that into Monday as that colder air moves in. So we continue with that weather impact alert that we're going to see in our area here on Wednesday with that heavy rain that'll continue to move on through. Then, as you can see here, going into Thursday, again, the rain chances on the low end early. That moves out. Friday, Valentine's Day, mostly sunny, looking good, highs near 58. Next rounds of rain Saturday and Sunday, watching the storm risk Saturday night into early on Sunday. Then we clear out and cool off Monday and Tuesday. Check out these temperatures. Monday morning down to 29 with a high of 49. And then Tuesday, a low of 31 and a high of 54. So yeah, wintertime is not over. We've been telling you all along that we still have some winter weather to get through. Stay with us. We're going to have much more for you as we go through the nighttime hours tonight. Additional updates at the top of the hour. And of course, more coverage for you tonight at 11 on 11 Alive News.